Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a little introduction to what we'll be doing in the practicals this semester. I wanted to start with just a couple of questions I've been getting. What do I need to bring? Well, basically all you need to bring is a pen or pencil, a calculator, and some scratch paper just to write notes down and things if you'd like to. Marking, we got questions about this too. Every week your pod's lab notebook, so your little group in practical is called a pod. Your notebook, which we provide to you, so make sure you don't have to get one. Okay, we'll provide you this lab notebook. It will be collected and marked. This is the only mark you'll have for practicals. There is no quiz during practicals, and there is no pre-lab assignment during practicals or before practicals. A typical session, the first 50 minutes you're going to do what's called collaborative problem solving. We'll talk more about this. This is also a time that you can ask questions, or you can always ask questions of your TA, but this is a good time to ask questions from your TA if needed. The final 60 minutes you'll work on the activities of the week, and we'll talk more about this next. So the first 50 minutes you'll work on several homework style exercises and problems in your groups, in your pods. These will not be collected or marked. You can take them home if you'd like when you're done with them, and they are intended to help you with the problem sets and the tests and exams. These are to help you to become better problem solvers and to learn physics. To maximize the effectiveness, we'd like you to solve these as a group, and the TA will bug you if you're not working as a group on these. So keep that in mind. When you work on a group on these problems, it makes everybody better, makes everybody stronger, and so it's a really nice way, we think, to solve these problems. The second 60 minutes you'll work in your groups on practical activities. These are generally more hands-on, and they really want to get to the core of the physics concepts is sort of the idea behind these. You'll record your work for these activities in the provided lab notebook, and this will be what the TAs will mark weekly. Team selection, students are pre-assigned groups. On the corkboard outside the rooms you'll find your pod number. You'll record your team member names in your notebook every week, and halfway through the semester you'll shuffle the teams. So you're going to have two different teams, a team for the first half and a team for the second half. This is just nice to kind of mix things up. Sometimes it helps with the group and the group dynamics this way. Your pod roles, we assign 2 roles every week. One's the facilitator, one's the record keeper. These roles should switch every week. The facilitator is sort of in charge, takes primary responsibility for the team, and the record keeper is the one doing the writing in the lab book. Again, this should switch. This is one way to make sure everyone's participating, and also that maybe some people aren't taking over the group every week. So the evaluation, the practicals will count for 15% of your final mark in this course. All notebook activity will be given an integer scale from 0 to 8. And every week they'll be from 0 to 8. All activities will be marked. And here is the rubric that we're going to use. So basically 6 points goes to the lab notebook, so it'll be the same for everybody in the same pod. And then here 2 points is individual. The individual is basically effort, and that is essentially if you're doing anything that is holding the group back, okay, whatever it might be. Your TA will talk to you about this generally, okay, but if as long as you come and have a nice attitude and are working with your group, you'll get 2 points every week on effort. For the notebook, we look at 2 things. We look at results and methods. Results are basically if the questions that the activity asked, if everything in there you got essentially correct. If you get most of it, or I'm sorry, if you get all of it correct, you'll get an excellent, 3 points, and then down the line 2 points if it's a little more average, 1 point acceptable on down. The methods, there's a whole bunch of things in methods that we can be talked about. So this is basically how was your analysis, how was your procedures, a notebook nice and logical and well thought out. Did you clarify your assumptions? Did you really get the point of these activities, the conceptual point that we're trying to get? If it's experimental, which many of them will be, did you take your measurements properly? Did you repeat them if you needed to? Did you look at error analysis? There's a lot of different kinds of things under the methods umbrella, and again it works 3, 2, and 1. So that's the marking scheme, and we try really hard. Now there is no set class average for this, so it kind of depends on the year, but we make sure that the different sections all have the same average or close to it. So there's not, say, one section that's an easy grader and one section that's a really hard grader. So we really look at this. We don't know what the actual averages will be, but they're going to be fairly consistent.